Many thanks for joining us today on Judiciary Watch. I am Augusta Yaku. Our package today centers on the basic fundamental human rights of Nigerian citizens as enshrined in the Constitution.
At the breach, you are entitled to go to court to challenge the infringement on that your rights.
Wisdom ELUM of the Falana and Falanas Chambers is our guest today. Please don't go away.
Keep watching Judiciary Watch for deep knowledge of the law,
issues bordering on our collective and individual fundamental rights,
for knowing the correct perspective of the law,
issues of governance.
You just watch Judiciary Watch,
because there's no program that is like this.
A panel of 7 Supreme Court justices headed by Justice Mary Odili at the Supreme Court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday reserved 26 January 2018 to deliver judgment on the appeal brought by the immediate past governor of Katsina State, Ibrahim Shema, challenging the competence of the EFCC to prosecute him under the Penal Code of Katsina State. Shema is being prosecuted alongside 3 of his former aides for allegedly diverting Katsina State public funds to the tune of 11 billion naira during his tenure as governor.
It all started at the Katsina State Division of the Federal High Court when the EFCC got a fiat from the Katsina State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice to file a criminal charge against ex-governor Shema alongside 3 of his aides for allegedly diverting public funds to the tune of 11 billion naira during his tenure as governor. The charges were successfully filed and Shema was incriminated by both higher and the appellate court. Not giving up, Shema proceeded to the Apex Court on Wednesday, where his counsel Joseph Daudu argued on point of law, stating that by virtue of Section 211 of the 1999 Constitution and Section 7.2 and 13.2 of the EFCC Establishment Act, the EFCC can only act on federal government's legislation and not state legislations, since Katsina State already has its penal code.
We have been refused the statements and every other process that we need to defend ourselves. And also we think that the EFCC cannot just jump to Katsina State and file processes, criminal charges. So that's what the Supreme Court will decide.
For prosecution counsel Lateef Fagbemi, although ex-governor Shema is alleged to have committed a crime against Katsina State government, the EFCC reserves the right to prosecute him, having secured a fiat from the Katsina State Attorney General.
Give fiat to the authorities of EFCC to prosecute, and in the name of the federal government. In a nutshell, that was the situation.
Are you objecting to that?
No, we are saying that there is nothing wrong in doing that.
After taking arguments from counsels, Justice Mary Odili, who led the 7-man panel of justices in the matter, reserves January 26, 2018 for judgment.
A federal high court sitting in Abuja has directed the Nigerian police to vacate and unseal the headquarters of the Peace Corps of Nigeria within 7 days and allow the officers of the Peace Corps access to the building, just as it awarded the sum of 12.5 million as damage in favor of the Peace Corps of Nigeria. If you're just joining us, this is Judiciary Watch. Please stay tuned. Our discuss segment is next.
You just watch Judiciary Watch,
because there's no program that is
like this. Welcome back. Just recently, a global rights watch known as Human Rights Risk Atlas, Maplecroft, affirmed in its 2014 report that Nigeria has been ranked as the world's 10th worst human rights offender. Our discuss today will be delving into ways of taming human rights abuses in this country, as well as highlight ways Nigeria can be out of the number of countries with extreme risk of human rights offences. This will come to you right after the background report.
Human rights in Nigeria are protected under the most current constitution of 1999. Nigeria has made serious improvements in human rights under this constitution, though the American Human Rights Report of 2012 notes areas where significant improvement is needed, which includes abuse by Boko Haram, killings by governmental forces, lack of social equality, and issues of freedom of speech. The Human Rights Watch 2015 War Report states that intensified violence by Boko Haram, restrictions of lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender rights, and government corruption continue to undermine the status of human rights in Nigeria.
You just watch Judiciary Watch.
Because it's no program. That's just like this.
We're here at the law office of Falana and Falana to meet with a legal practitioner, Wisdom ELUM, Esquire. He is a legal practitioner in the office of Femi Falana SAN, a human rights activist. Thank you, sir, for coming on this episode of Judiciary Watch.
You're welcome.
So let's go right into it. What are human rights abuses?
Yeah. Human rights abuses, there are several human rights abuses. If you now come common human rights abuses, you can get from politicians, you can get from law enforcement agency, you can get from individuals. Like for instance, the most common amongst us is human rights abuses in the area of the police.
Okay, but before we delve into that, when you say human rights abuse, what does it really mean?
Yes, human rights abuse simply means like human rights itself. Generally, those rights that are enshrined in the Constitution, although in our context, Nigeria Constitution, some are justiciable while some are not justiciable. Like from to Chapter 2, right to education, right to social amenities, right to road, is commonly called human rights.
Okay. So
those ones are the breach by virtue of Section 6 sub 6 of the Constitution. It's not justiciable. You can't go to court to challenge that they do not provide you with water and other amenities by the government.
Okay, so in essence, you're saying that if you are denied access to those things that the Constitution says are your basic rights,
yes,
those are human rights abuses.
Human rights abuses.
Okay.
Those ones, human rights abuses, but it's not justiciable because that is the Constitution.
Okay, so when you say it's not justiciable,
yes, which means at the breach you cannot approach any court.
Okay.
At the breach, if the government refuses to pave the road to your street, refuse to provide you with water, refuse to right to education, you cannot sue on that. But when it comes to human rights abuses, you not say fundamental human rights. Those ones are the rights that are fundamental as enshrined in the Constitution. Like if you come to Chapter 4, you have the right to your life, Section 33 of the Constitution. Nobody. If any person is coming to deny that right, it must be in consonance with the Constitution itself. Okay. Failure to so do is a breach of the person's right. Likewise, liberty, 34 of the Constitution, we talk of liberty, because dignity, you have the right to dignity of a human person.
Okay, so just hold on now. Maybe when you will come to, let me just put it this way. What is the position of the law on human rights in Nigeria? What is the position of the law on human rights?
The position of the law in the area of human rights is that at the breach, you are entitled to go to court to challenge the infringement on that your rights and ask for compensation. And even if you didn't ask for compensation because of Section 35 sub 6 of the Constitution, once you can establish to a court of law, any court of law, competent court of law, that your human rights have been infringed on, you are entitled to adequate compensation and public apology.
Okay. What are these laws then?
The laws,
yes. What are the laws? What are the examples of
human rights abuses?
No. What are the examples? What are the laws? Like you said, the Constitution. Is there any other law that covers human rights in Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay.
We have, basically it is the Chapter 4 of the Constitution on its own. And on the Chapter 4 of the Constitution, we have enforcement, fundamental right enforcement procedure rules, 2009. So to back it up and tell the mode, the way, the manner you can approach the courts to seek for redress.
Okay. So you were saying the right to life, right to, can you enumerate them for us?
No, in Chapter 4 of the Constitution is from section 33 to section 46. That are the fundamental rights of citizens, both foreigners and Nigerians. Some ascribe to Nigerians and Nigerians alone, whereas some are for general. Both the foreigners and Nigerians are entitled to it. For instance, section 33 of the Constitution is right to life. That every person, insofar as you are human, under this act, and you are in Nigeria, you are entitled to your life. Right to life. Except if any person is coming to take your life, it must be in accordance with the Constitution. Like the same 33 stated the derogation and the restriction of those rights. Like if it is to protect the interest of the public order, public safety, those rights can be infringed on. Like the order of the courts. If a court sentence or convict a particular person, I say, okay, is death sentence by hanging. If the person is hanged with the due process of the law, it simply means the government have not infringed on your right, and the persons that kill the person have not committed any crime in our law. Section 34 talks about dignity of a human person of the Constitution, that you have the right to carry yourself the way you are. Nobody should subject you to unnecessary torture. Nobody should molest you. Nobody should make you look as if you are less human. Somebody should allow you to have that your dignity of a human person retained in you. Likewise, you go to police station today, you see abuses. If they are alleging you committed this particular crime, they will start by beating you up, harassing you, molesting you, asking you to sit down on the floor. It's not the law. You have the right to challenge such action. And that is why today you see in our law, during most of the trials going on in court today, in criminal cases, you see every time you see trial within trial. Because in a bit trying to get what they want from the particular suspect, they have to molest you. Infringe on that your section 34 to ensure that they got the particular confession they need. If you come to section 35, that is your freedom of liberty. And that's why we have problem in our system. If you go to EFCC today, you go to police, you go to ICPC, you experience that. Sometimes opponents use it to chastise their fellow politicians. If you have any deal, maybe the deal did not work the way we planned, even when we know that it's a pure breach of contract, I will report it to the police. And they may call you on phone. On your own, you come to the police station. They are aware that if you are granted bail with a reasonable surety, you will come back. But the state will tell you that the Constitution says, section 35, subsection 4, that they can detain you 24 hours.
So what about people that carry out jungle justice? Who will enforce the rights of victims? Suppose they die or they cannot, be there. Yes, they can't talk. Who will enforce their rights?
Yes, I think one beautiful thing about enforcement of fundamental human rights is if you go to the preamble of the enforcement fundamental rights in 2009, it's very clear. Individuals can enforce the right of another person when it is infringed. Interest organization or interest group can do that. Family members can do it. Human rights activists can do that. Social organizations can do it. Like for instance, the victims of civil war. The case is still in court. It's handled in our office by SERAP, Social and Economic Right Enforcement Group. We are handling the matters in our office. What is the contention? That the rights and life of those persons in Abia, somewhere in Abia, Imo, and the rest are in danger because there are some buried weapons that ordinarily need to be excavated before now. So the bombs can explode any day and start killing people. Like go to the area, some don't have legs, some hands, some have different deformities. As a result of that, you see even those that died, they are not party to the suit. Other people are not enforcing their right for them. So any person can enforce the right. And I think it is started in our courts. The place that celebrated this Ganifa Chief Ganifa, when his friend died, it is a case of firing me against this IGP or who. Then himself went to court. They said no. If you are saying that it is it King Sarowiwa who died, he said no. The news editor said no. You can't enforce. It's not. You don't have local stand. He said no. That this enforcement of human rights. Before then, it's very difficult, if not because of the court ruling, for him to have entertained such suit as interest group. But that case has now been adopted in the enforcement of the Human Rights Procedure 2009 and accommodated different groups to fight for people's rights. Okay. So, if by jungle justice, any person, either error by omission is killed, the family member can do the matter and all that. That's what happened with Bello against Attorney General of Oyo State. You know, in the case, Bello's matter was pending when he was executed. The firm now went for enforcement of his fundamental right. Despite every objection, the court said no, that his rights have been breached upon. Because on conviction, there is a pending appeal. They should have allowed the court to take steps before the crime. So on that, I think any interest group, individual, government organization, Human Rights Commission can take it up. And that's what you see today. If you go to Human Rights Commission, if there is any infringement of people's rights, they will write to Human Rights Commission. Human Rights Commission will pick it up and send it to Legal Aid Council. Legal Aid will now assign a lawyer to you that can do your matter for you on pro bono basis.
Alright, thank you. So, to our next question, do you care to comment on the issue of the girls that were killed while being trafficked?
Well, I think the issue of those girls matter is an unfortunate situation because according to the report and information available, that none is above 18 years. I think the perpetrators of those crimes need to be investigated and charged to courts. They need to be prosecuted. Assuming but not considering that you know Nigerian mentality, maybe we'll be telling you that they have the consent. Some, they may have the consent of those parents, or they have the consent of the children for them to do that. But it is wrong. At that point, any consent you got from those children are not consent. And you cannot justify it by any stretch in our law because they are not above 18. At that point, assuming they are above 18, we say they are taking risk on their own. But because they are not above 18, they cannot give consent. Even if they give consent, the consent they gave is void ab initio. The law treats it as if there is no consent at all. To my mind, I just feel that matter don't need to be handled with a kid's glove. Kid's glove. It needs to be handled with adult glove, if there's anything like that. Because they need to treat the matter very well so that it will be a sound warning. Of course, human trafficking is a serious offense in our law. And you can't call this human trafficking, this one should be child trafficking. Because they are still juvenile. They don't have the power to take decision. Even if you are taking them to the forest or through this Mediterranean Sea or through anywhere, they can't talk. Because they don't know what it takes. Go through here is not like personally now. If I decide now to go through that route and something happens, God forbid, it's a different ballgame. But at the point they are in life, according to the reports, it's wrong for any person to have taken children for that, and they're entitled to their life. The families of those children can on their own, individually, sue for infringement of that child's rights. Of course, it's under the Child Rights Act and under the Constitution too. Because the person that died, most of them are breadwinners of their family to be. Yes. Their children, but they are potential breadwinners of their various families. And for you to, of course, they can even go in civil and sue that the family use their money, the economy, to make the child to that stage they start trafficking the children. As such, I think what the government should do in a matter like that, a committee needs to be set up to ensure that the investigation of that particular crime is not compromised in any way.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, lastly but not the least, what are your recommendations as to curbing human rights abuses and also to help develop the law of human rights?
I think if you want to develop the law and at least do something about human rights abuses, we should start by our chapter 2 of the Constitution. We can make it. Because if you see politicians, the way they're infringing on people's rights, because if you raise alarm, they will tell you that chapter 2 is not justiciable. I agree with them that it's not justiciable. If the government can, like I think government of India and some other governments have done that chapter 2 justiciable. Like, if I'm entitled to a particular thing like roads, once they make it justiciable, you will now be aware that if you are taking the position, are you capable of building the road for the people? And of course, without the chapter 2, you can't enjoy chapter 4. Today you come to our road safety, their interest is to ask you for driver's license, particulars, ask you pay this, pay that. But if you see any car along Kubwa-Warepa Expressway, people die on the road on a daily basis. Is that because of pothole? Another area is any investigation outfit, office should have CCTV. Like for instance, in the police they don't have. If you go to a police station today, the first samples you will see that bail is free. Once you enter, the first thing they will tell you, where is your phone? That is the first question. Then they are now taking advantage of insecurity in the country to prevent you from coming with phone. Under the guys that are coming to bomb the police station. But that is not true. They are doing it because they don't want you to record them. They don't want you to video them. They don't want you to have their conversation on record so that they can only tell you that this is our position and you can't argue it. And I'm surprised and disappointed on the way we run our country. Why would you come to police station and put CCTV outside? You put it on the corridors, but inside the offices is not there. Then what is the problem? Where are we heading to? Which means we are aware of what we are doing. I think if we want to do justice to human rights generally, we know what to do. Yes, if the police wants, from the point of interrogation, if the CCTV is there, they gave you the petition you are reading. The CCTV will cover you. As you are writing, they are reading. So that the time will be there. If there is any
issue of trial within trial,
God bless you, they cannot do well. Like yes, I did one. What I asked the person, the police officer is, in your FCC office, do you have CCTV camera? He said yes, we are aware. Are you aware that this person needs to be covered if you want to make his statement? That is the law and the requirement of the law. He said he is aware. Did you in any way allow him to use his phone? He said no. Then now, if that is the case, did you allow him to call his lawyer? He said no. Like I had an encounter last week. I had a client that they detained in that police IGP special investigation panel. You are coming for the man to be granted admitted on bail, or in alternative, charge him to court. Unfortunately, they detained the man for 6 days in Lagos, take 4 days in Abuja. Too bad for our legal system. Except the man admitted in courts, you can't convict the man because section 3611 is clear that even the statement of the man cannot convict him except on admission.
Okay.
So So to me, I just feel we have a lot of things to do to improve our laws.
Thank you.
We are not doing it.
Yeah, thank you so much for this in-depth discussion.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we look forward to having more of you on Judiciary Watch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
You just watch Judiciary Watch.
Because it's no program that is like this.
This is the size of today's episode of Judiciary Watch. Remember to comment and contribute to the program through our email and social media platforms. And don't forget, your right keeps you alive. You must protect them within the confines of the law. Goodbye.